I want to make fun of Nvidia for just a second.
Baldur's Gate 3 gives you infinite ways to do your business.
And you can't do your business on the RTX 5070, allegedly. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the squeaky chair that I'm sitting in while you enjoy your breakfast this Monday, August 14th, 2023. I was going to say May. I'm behind the times.
I had to look at my watch because I'm actually wearing a watch this time.
I'm wearing two. Hey!
Watch gang.
I'm testing out a Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, and Nvidia's testing our patience with, oh my gosh. All right, so you know how we have the amazing game bundle from AMD, which, like, regardless of what CPU or GPU you buy, you're essentially getting Starfield, right? Big deal. They also have these custom GPU and CPUs that they're launching for it. Can't buy them, limited edition giveaways. Well, Nvidia doesn't want to be left out in the cold when it comes to game bundles. They want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth when you buy the $500 RTX 4060 Ti 16 gig. Don't you know they care about you? And so they're going to incentivize that purchase with a little bit of Overwatch 2.
What?
So this is not the first time they've done an Overwatch 2 bundle. It's like you get the money goods that are in Overwatch 2, but now this is for Overwatch 2 Invasion, which just launched and has a new hero, a new battle pass, and a new core PvP game mode. And now you can get that with the RTX 40 series bundle, guys. Go out and buy your local 4060.
I gotta have it now.
Just go spend $300 so that you can enjoy the game that is currently released on Steam and is overwhelmingly negative because people absolutely love what Blizzard's been doing with this device.
Great stuff.
Don't you guys have phones? This is hilarious, outdated, and also kind of shows the type of company that Nvidia continues to want to be towards its customers. But while Nvidia can't make much of their GPU bundles, you can make a whole lot with today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by AnkerMake and their M5 3D printer, which now has been upgraded to hit speeds of up to 500 millimeters per second. Now, I'm a novice when it comes to setting up 3D printers, and I was blown away by how quick and easy it was for me to get the M5 up and running to its first test print. It's packaged in a user-friendly manner, making it easy to identify all of the parts that you're gonna need to get it assembled and ready to start printing. It has auto leveling, a PEI soft magnetic steel platform, and an intuitive 4.3-inch touchscreen, all making it so that I could set it up in 15 minutes and had absolutely no hiccups at all that stopped me from diving into the first benchmark print. It also has more user-friendly features of an auto resume after a power outage, and my favorite is the remote control via the AnkerMake app and the AnkerMake Slicer app on desktop, or even Alexa, which allows you to basically print from anywhere. I was downloading print files and uploading them directly to the printer without ever having to get up from my PC. And it even provides a remote camera feed to monitor the print, as well as automatically generated time lapses from the built-in camera. And it can use that camera plus its processing power to detect an error in the print to give you a heads up and auto pause the print for you, whether that's spaghetti or failure to adhere to the bed. And all of that comes in addition to the insane printing speed the M5 can achieve. They've got it so that it can print at 500 millimeters per second with acceleration of 5,000 millimeters per second squared. It can cut print times down by 80%, and that's all thanks to the new Power Boost 2.0 with an upgraded motion control system with a powerful stepper motor, double belt drive shaft, and an S-smoothing algorithm, which gradually increases the printing speed. Printing a benchy model at 500 millimeters per second can now be achieved in 30 minutes using the self-slicing with the fast speed. The AnkerMake lab even printed a benchy model within 17 minutes and 40 seconds with okay print quality. We increased the acceleration to the max limit to achieve this result, and it even has precise 0.1 millimeter detail thanks to the new ultra direct extruder and integrated die-cast aluminum alloy structure. Obviously, I did several test prints, but I also printed a little gift for Kyler and then solved a long-standing problem I've had of not being able to fit my 40-ounce water bottles into my truck's cup holders. The AnkerMake M5 3D printer made it so simple and quick for me to get up and running with functional, fast prints, and now has set me up to dive deep into the world of 3D printing. And it can do the same for you too. So check out the AnkerMake M5 3D printer at the link in the video description and get going with an easy to use 500 millimeter per second, 0.1 millimeter detail printer. Big thanks to AnkerMake for sponsoring today's video. And it looks like Larian Studios had to print up some of its own hot fixes for Baldur's Gate 3. Reese, you got to enjoy that over the weekend.
I played it last night for the first time ever after holding off, and I'm so in over my head. There's so much to do. I'm just... Where do I even start?
Usually at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and even that's confusing.
Because it's character creation?
Oh, yeah.
You look like you would have been a D&D kid, were you?
A little.
A little?
A little.
Oh, so not enough to fully enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. But in case you want to go on all of the adventures everywhere in this 100+ hour fantasy adventure game, Larian had to patch the save files to make it of infinite size because they were showing that the choices and actions and personal story database were going to grow so large that it would break the entire save system. So they had to patch it to make sure that the save system could support just as large as save files could possibly ever get. Your whole hard drive.
It just makes sense with this game. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of things to do.
You know, people be making jokes about Arc being like 700 gigabytes when installed. I want to see like 1,000 terabytes of just Baldur's Gate 3 saves. That would be amazing. Do it. But you can't do that on a console that only has 825 gigabytes of memory. The PlayStation 5 is what I'm talking about. Baldur's Gate 3 launches September 6th, and we might be getting a launch of a PlayStation 5 Slim. Turns out we have a leaked video of what some people are calling the PS5 Slim, which I don't know if you've ever seen a PS5 before. That's not much smaller. Look at that thing. It just got slits. They like cut out a little bit of particles.
Almost the same thing.
So according to this report, it's not slimmer at all, and it's 5 centimeters shorter, which 5 centimeters is huge, granted, but it shouldn't be, like, that's not a big difference, right?
Call it the PS5 short, not the PS5 Slim.
Oh, that's a good thing. Or my guess, this is just Brett's conspiracy theory, that's just gonna be like an alternative version of what we have now, and it's not the Slim. It's like they're gonna relaunch both, like the regular and the Slim.
They have updated the normal, okay.
It's potential, but there are some indications out there that we might not be getting that much of a slimming down of the PS5 at all because of just the fact that die shrinks aren't really a thing anymore. This is being discussed over on Twitter that die shrinks are dead and Microsoft and Sony can't really do anything to reduce their costs or the power envelope of these chips, and that if they wanted to do that on something like a 5 to 4 nanometer transition, it would cost them $100+ million, and it doesn't seem like it would necessarily be worth it. It's possible. So there are a few things that Sony's already changed about the PS5, like they reduced the heatsink by like an entire, wasn't it a kilogram or something like that?
It was actually a significant amount.
It was they've slimmed it down anyways, and regardless of whether or not they could die shrink the die size, they could absolutely shrink the board at this point. I don't think that it's necessarily the chip that we're talking about. There's ways that they could shrink this bad boy down, I'm fairly certain, because number one, the PS5 doesn't need to be as big as it is in the first place. Hold on. I'm busting out the props.
Get it?
Okay, mine's a little thicker because it's got a monitor attached to it, but this is the height of the PlayStation 5, right? D-Brand Dark Plates 2.0. Shout out D-Brand who sent me an email. I never responded to them about the actual other plates, so we should probably work on that. But then the more powerful Series X. Are you telling me that Sony has no room to shrink down? I don't believe you, okay? It's not... No. The PS5 Slim can exist. It is real. Potentially, we might be getting it this holiday season, or it might not exist at all. We'll have to wait and see. Also, what's not real that was going to be real was Meteor Lake desktop chips from Intel. This right here, what you're looking at on the screen, that is one of the said chips. It's not going to come out, but it matches up with the Meteor Lake little plop socket. That's
plop. Yeah.
Where you plop the CPU, the socket's right there. It's not coming out. It's just a leaked version of the LGA 1851 CPU that'll never exist. But you know what I hope exists today? Reese, deals. Can you give me the deals? Give them to me. I deserve that.
And with that, welcome back to Deals. UFD, we're a whole thing.
What does UFD mean?
I don't know. These.
What is these?
But either way, first up, we have the Antec Dark League DP505 Mid-Tower E-ATX gaming case going for only $79.99, making it $50 off.
Why do they call it Dark League, but it's white?
Because they like to be...
It's a name.
Yeah.
What's in a name?
What's the deal with this KTC M32P10? This 32-inch 4K 144Hz mini LED gaming monitor, which I've got gaming there twice for some reason.
Hey, it's a gaming mini LED gaming monitor. I'll take that. $300 off, $999.99. We've worked with KTC in a bunch of sponsored content, and I can say, because this isn't sponsored by them, freaking amazing monitors. Holy crap.
No, the moment I saw this, I knew I was going to include it because I'm daily driving a KTC monitor at this, a mini LED one, and just
yours is only 1440p 165 hertz, but I don't have the 32-inch. I have the 27-inch 4K 144, and I daily drive it because it's all good. Me likey. Me also likey this next deal,
which is the AMD Ryzen 5 7600X, which you can currently pick up for only $230.99 with the included promo code. And don't forget, that also comes with Starfield. So, you know, if you want to bundle up, get ready for the next gen. But then carrying on with the Starfield bundles, we have the Sapphire Pulse AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT. This 12 gig graphics card is going for only $319.99 with the included promo code, but that comes with Starfield,
does?
Premium?
Does it?
Starfield Premium Edition.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, Mr. Deals does the deals right.
And with that, them's done. Days is...
This might be one of the longest UFD deals we've ever done. This is a long one.
Whoa, why are you so short?
Because I got a long torso to fit these longs, baby. You know, it's a terrible deal. Getting $250 million in bail and then violating the terms of your bail and then having you go back to jail. Woo! That's what happened to Sam Bankman-Fried, also known as the CEO of FTX, which was the crypto company that was found guilty of doing essentially money laundering, Ponzi scheme stuff that just...
Crypto company things.
Your normal crypto bro shenanigans. Turns out that the bail package is very tightly controlled, and he decided that now was the perfect time to tamper with witnesses. He spent over 1,000 phone calls to the press and also like tried to talk to the main witness in the story, which was his ex-girlfriend who was involved in a lot of the different trading. You should go watch CoffeeZilla's video on this.
It was a good video.
No. The most recent one, you watched that one?
How recent is that?
Like yesterday.
No, I haven't
about
seen
this.
that
Yeah, SBF threw him back in jail. Go watch this because he details a lot of it back there, but we'll keep you updated as the SBF situation develops or happens, and you know, who knows where the justice will be served when you're stealing from billionaires. And speaking of crypto bro shenanigans, let's talk about the Cybertruck, because there's been flyovers at Gigafactory, Texas. Turns out there's 9 of them.
Look at them.
Look at those. So there's weird like legal implications of flying drones over factories. Like technically Tesla doesn't own the airspace above it, and
but it's still a weird thing to do.
It's kind of strange. So that you can see that there are Cybertrucks being produced. Whether or not these are ones that they're going to sell to customers, probably not happening. Additionally, some of the flyovers revealing them in the factory, which those frunks look really, they look stub-nosed.
Small.
Like, I don't like the look of that frunk being elevated like that. It just, not a fan of it. The more I see the Cybertruck, the less I like it, especially when it's broken down on the side of a road on the California highway. And it was wrapped so that people couldn't see it, but it turns out it might be one of the production models because it had the camo wrap that's on it, so they're testing it. Anyways, people took pictures of what wasn't covered, like underneath with the speakers and the battery protection that's underneath. Additionally, the suspensions, just to see what it's like, because it's supposed to have an air suspension, but Tesla's been a little vague on the details. But now there's more coming out about it. Also getting leaked was some of the Pixel 8 Pro and details going out with that, including audio magic eraser, because Google has been talking about their magic eraser for photos, which allows you to remove and get rid of things in your photos that you potentially don't like. And allegedly audio magic eraser, which was in this promotional video that got leaked, it seems to be reducing video background noise, so you could potentially film using your Pixel 8 Pro and get rid of any background noise, kind of like how Adobe has their new AI thing that we didn't get access to. I applied for it, they never let us do it, but it essentially turns mostly unusable audio into studio quality-esque. Which
I'm interested in this, actually.
It makes it a lot easier, allegedly, to film videos and stuff on the Pixel 8 Pro, and they also showed that it's going to come out in that little blue color right there.
Which is nice.
I like that blue. There's supposed to be a Pixel Watch 2 coming. Additionally, when they announce this, we'll have to keep you updated as things develop. All I know is I'm part of the Pixel squad now.
You Pixel gang.
You want to peep my pixels?
Yeah. Check out many he's got.
You can't see it. And you can't check out personally identifying information about people and leak it on the internet in the state of Illinois anymore, because they just passed an anti-doxing law that will go in effect January 1st, 2024 for the Civil Liability for Doxing Act, which allows people to actually get a temporary restraining order, emergency order of protection, or preliminary or permanent injunction to restrain and prevent the disclosure or continued disclosure of a person's personally identifiable information or sensitive personal information, either online, for either harassment or harm or any number of of things that could potentially happen to somebody's information being leaked online when they don't want it to be. This is part of a series of laws that's been changing here in the US with different states enabling it, and there's some details coming from the Anti-Defamation League trying to get this passed in Congress, with them wanting to have a more nationwide setup on anti-doxing laws. But it does look like things are moving forward, with Illinois being one of the first states to pass an anti-doxing measure. And it looks like AMD, this is a good segue. Nope.
And it looks like AMD.
And it looks like AMD is going to pass along the 7900 GRE, that GPU that you can't buy for $699. They're going to slap it into laptops. That's according to a report that's coming out that the 7900 GRE smaller Navi 31 GPU might be moved on into the 7900 MXT mobile chip, which would allow it to be at least closer to desktop level performance, getting up to something like 6,144 stream processors on a laptop, which could be good performance. But as we know from anything AMD releases on laptops, expect it to be late, expect it to not have a whole lot of promotion, and hey, you didn't realize that it was for sale. You didn't. You never do. The thing that makes me mad about AMD's laptop division, going on a quick rant here, they will announce all of the amazing stuff at CES, and then do you know what it comes out?
It's already out 3 days ago and you didn't even know.
No, it's like September or October. That's when they release, and then they don't have promotion for it. It like slides under the radar. Like when they launched the 6800M, it just like took forever with the 6800S. Those laptops were great, but then I was looking to do reviews on them and I missed when they came out because they never had promotion surrounding it. It's been frustrating to follow that, and it might be frustrating to follow Nvidia's GPUs. We got some details about the RTX 50 series, which allegedly might not be coming until 2025, which, number one, problematic because that means it's going to be 3 years between generational launches. But according to some reports, these Blackwell GPUs, which is the code name for RTX 50 series, is going to be skipping over the 04 die, which might not necessarily sound like anything to you. You can see right here, there's the 202, 203, 205, 206, and 207. But for the last many generations, the 04 die is the one that's used for the 70 class cards. So the GA104 is the 3070 and the 3070 Ti. The 8104 is the 4070 and the 4070 Ti, as well as the 4080 mobile. So if they're skipping the 04 die, that could mean that they're replacing whatever 70 class card with an 05 die, which would make things even worse than they currently already are. Like we mocked relentlessly the 4080 essentially just being a 4060 Ti because of its memory bandwidth being cut down, as well as its die being weird. This would be, again, just another step in that direction of the RTX 5070 essentially being like the current gen RTX 4060, just being on the wrong chip. But again, as I mentioned when the 40 series launched, there's no it's supposed to be this way. The 4080 16 gig and the 4080 12 gig, it doesn't matter. Nvidia can call it whatever the frick they want, and you just have to deal with it. The 1066 gig, the 1063 gig, that was a departure from normal nomenclature, and they did it anyways. They could do all of this. They could call it the RTX 50, just buy it anyways, damn it.
Yeah.
And you know what you'd do? You would buy it anyways.
I see some of you.
Nvidia's got the market share, they got the mind share, and it doesn't look like that's changing anytime soon, but I would be devastated if the 5070 was worse than the 4070. What the heck? We'll keep you posted on that happening. We got a few years left until that might play out. So we'll be back here for more hot tech news tomorrow, though, because we kind of played out the day. This was a longer episode.
Yeah.
Both of my watches say it's been a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Okay, bye.